on where you are in the world. This is the Abundant Alchemist coming live from the South. And I just wanted to chop it up with you. Today is Sunday. Hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July. Just wanted to see what comes out of this. Let's see. The market sentiment. Right now, if you've been living under a rock, the crypto space has currently dumped significantly. Some explain it because of Mt. Gox and people that have been caught up in the whole Mt. Gox dilemma, finally unloading some of the Bitcoin that they were pretty much forced to hold throughout a whole bunch of legal drama. Now that they got possession once again of their Bitcoin, they are unloading and taking profits since they held it for, I don't know how long it was, but it was a fairly long time, right? Some say that it's due to Germany selling off their Bitcoin, but nevertheless, oftentimes in the markets, no matter what market that you look at, there is a level of manipulation, right? And the news is just one way to psychologically come to terms and explain away what has just happened in order to satisfy the mainstream psyche. Okay, right now we are at $57,230 in Bitcoin, just about. We reached about what, 67 at the highest a couple of weeks ago or so. So 67, 69, 70 around June 9th. Between like June 7th through June 10th, we were up at the top. And we've been declining ever since. We hit about 56,000 on Friday, July 5th. We're now back at 57,230. Is this the bottom? We're likely closer to the bottom than many would fear. Is it wise to just back up the trucks and go all in? Maybe not, but again, this is not financial advice. You're not paying me for financial advice, so do as you wish. But it's likely a good level to allocate a certain amount of your bag. Now, everybody's situation is different. Your situation is different than mine. You may be younger, you may be older. So your risk tolerance is custom fit to you and your situation, right? You should never listen to somebody else and take it as advice to your particular case. What I've been doing is just investing in the altcoins that I believe will perform well once we turn this thing around. Pretty much cool, with what's happening. I have a long-term view, so my conviction has not changed whatsoever. Still bullish and feeling good fundamentally about the assets that I believe in. XRP, Ripple. If you do your due diligence, you'll understand what you hold. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You should understand that as a company, Ripple has strategically placed itself in a position to win by creating relationships with central banks. We're talking about Santander, MasterCard, Visa, SBI Holdings out of Tokyo, Japan, that service over 24 million customers, American Express FX Payments, Barclays, JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, just to name a few. They're partnered with a payment solution called Volante Technologies. That Volante Technologies themselves are partnered with Citibank, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, BNY Mellon. So if you see what's going on, you understand. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just sharing this information, and you could do your own diligence. Another thing that came across my attention is NASDAQ doing trials with Ripple, with XRP. And that in itself is very bullish. I've been very, very interested in Sologenic and what they're going to do, which is tokenize markets. A list of over 30 markets are up for being tokenized. If you don't know what that means, look into it yourself. But we're talking about markets worldwide. And Sologenic, I believe, which is on the XRP ledger, will provide that solution. Now, does that mean Sologenic is the only one that will tokenize these markets? No. There's room for a lot of people and a lot of companies, and the more companies that partake, the end users like you and I come out winning, because through competition, there's more innovation, and it pushes these companies to develop further in order to stay ahead and make sure that they capture a certain amount of the market share. Now, I believe currently we are in early recession, and so I was looking into sector rotation. What that means is throughout certain periods of the cycle, certain asset sectors tend to perform better than other sectors, depending on where in the cycle that you are. So rather than just invest in the S&P 500 and get about 6% returns, you're more likely, if you properly allocate at that given time, outperform at maybe 10 or 12% if you also apply sector rotation and the asset rotation model, which determines if bonds are an acceptable investment when the sector rotation moves into cash, right? So what does that mean as far as what I would be looking at a stage of early recession? Communication services, consumer staples, healthcare, and utilities. That would be an early recession. At full recession, when there's a fall in gross domestic production, fall in production, pessimistic consumer sentiment, deflationary environment, falling interest rates, you'd be outperforming by investing in consumer staples, healthcare, and utilities, much like an early recession, right? Now, you could do that with that information, what you will. Again, this is not financial advice. Once we enter the bull market, consumer discretionary spending and items is what you'd want because things are flowing, money's flowing. Energy sector, industrials, materials, real estate, and tech. Obviously, right now, tech, and by that I mean NVIDIA, has been doing great. Are we in a bull market? Clearly not in crypto. And I have reason to believe that we are getting closer and closer to the end of the bull market in equities. This week will be very interesting, and I could be wrong, but this week will be very interesting. We may begin the week Monday in a going higher with S&P, but S&P and NASDAQ is something to watch. I do not believe we're going to end the week stronger than last week. Time will tell. And if in fact this is the market top for equities, you do well by looking at materials, at financials, communication services. And if we go into a full-on bear market in equities, again, healthcare, utilities, consumer staples. It seems that crypto and equities have decoupled. Right now, crypto is in the dumps, equities going higher. S&P 500, higher. Bitcoin and crypto, lower. Now, is crypto showing early signs of what's to come for equities? We shall see. But in any case, although we may be able to go lower in crypto, I believe it's a good time to dollar cost average into your favorite crypto projects, because watch liquidity. When interest rates start dropping, I think crypto's going to catch a bid, right? When interest rates start dropping, you're going to stop getting as much yield in safe assets, in bonds, and money's going to travel to where it's going to outperform. And as Rob Paul said, there is no diversification. I believe crypto is the play. Equities and sector rotations, in my case, would be something to look at once profits are made after the bull run. I'm talking about 2025, 2026. This is kind of long game, vision. I would suggest take a look at Raul Paul's videos on what he considers the banana zone and have an awareness of where we are going, because a lot of people on X argue that crypto is just a vehicle to kind of gamble with, not understanding that a lot of these projects are tech companies, ISO 222 compliant companies like Cardano, Ripple, XDC, XLM, to name a few. I believe Algorand as well. But these are the future tech companies. I've said it before on my channel, I'll say it again, right? So once you understand the fundamentals of these projects, it's not just crypto. We're talking about digital assets. We're talking about a paradigm shift where everything's going to be tokenized. Not just digitized, tokenized. You're going to be able to invest in a share of real estate outside of ETFs. You're going to be able to, like you could already through Masterworks, invest in a share of a Picasso. So you don't have to have the means of buying the whole painting. You could buy a share of that painting and receive returns through that. So I think I've gone on long enough, 15 minutes. I just wanted to make a video. It's been a long time, and and I just kind of wanted to get the juices flowing once again. If you want to hear about anything in particular, comment down below. You can find me on Twitter, the Abundant Alchemist, Cypher Session. Shout out to my guys, E and Yo. And we'll probably be recording something soon. If there's anything that you want to get into, you want us to talk about, let us know. And I hope everybody's having a blessed weekend and have a great week. Peace.